Let's talk to the author of Not Zero, columnist for The Spectator and The Sun as well, of course, Ross Clark. Welcome, Ross.
Good evening.
There you have it, another piece of excellent green hypocrisy. We're going to see a carnival of it next month at COP30 in Brazil, you know, where all the private jets will fly in and they're carving down rainforest in order to build a road to get there. And, you know, I mean, they'll all destroy the planet and they'll all talk about saving the planet. But here's Sadiq Khan on board a super yacht, which are not famous for being good to the environment, moored in London Bridge, hosted by Pakistani-American billionaire Shahid Khan. It's just sort of blatant hypocrisy, isn't it?
Yeah, well, God knows how much carbon emissions that yacht is responsible for, but I mean, it's far more than a 15-year-old Ford Fiesta, which falls foul of Khan's ULEZ expansion. But it's not illegal to have your birthday party upon a yacht owned by a multi-billionaire, but whether it's politically wise is a completely another matter. And remember, Lord Mandelson had a great attraction to very wealthy men with yachts and private jets and so on. Never did him any harm, did it? But I think that I don't know much about Shahid Khan, other than he made his money in lorry bumpers and he owns Fulham Football Club. But and for all I know, he may be genuinely motivated purely out of friendship for Sadiq Khan and so on. But, knowing the super rich, I guess that they tend to expect something in return when they offer hospitality to senior politicians. And if you're Sadiq Khan, you ought to realise that. You ought to realise that you are possibly putting yourself into a position which might not look good if, for example, Shahid Khan wants to come back and make another bid for Wembley Stadium or something, and Sadiq Khan has to make some decision over whether, it does not look good for very powerful people like Sadiq Khan to be socialising with the super wealthy, because the obvious sort of conflicts of interest which occur in that sort of situation.
Indeed, yeah, exactly. I mean, Shahid Khan, he's got no particular track record for banging on about the environment, so he's forgiven. But I would say that as a Fulham fan. But I've got no objection to super yachts myself. I've got no objection to Shahid Khan having one and hosting parties on it. But for Sadiq Khan, no relation, by the way, but they are friends, by the way, it's not a good look. Well, moving on, in terms of the hypocrisy that tends to sort of distinguish our green warrior friends, next month we've got COP30. We did a story last week estimating that if it's like the last one in Azerbaijan, in Baku, that crazy Ed Miliband, will take between 450 and 470 British delegates flying all the way across the Atlantic into this place, Belém. Whereupon they'll climb into limousines and drive down this specially constructed 4-lane highway, which was built by destroying thousands and thousands of acres of rainforest to get to the conference centre, and that they will cause untold damage to the environment. I think we estimated that it was the equivalent of driving a car for something like 4,800,000 miles, and so on and so forth, and the carbon damage they're going to do, the British delegation alone, is just off the scale. This annual festival of frankly grotesque hypocrisy, where the private jets all fly in, I think the public are feeling increasingly nauseous about it. It is sickening to see, is it not?
Well, you'd think they'd try and set an example, wouldn't you, by holding this conference on Zoom or something, some kind of virtual conference. But no, they, really go to town, don't they, and fly their private jets and big hotels and so on. But it goes far deeper than that. And in terms of Ed Miliband, he's just, he's the one who is going to go there and, on a gas guzzling jetliner and so on. But he's going to go there and he will come back and he will genuinely try to impose the policies which he has advocated in Rio. Most world leaders will go there and they will not take the same view at all. Last time round, didn't we? We had President Lula of Brazil, we had Justin Trudeau of Canada, who were both really hot on this wording of the communique. It was going to have to say we're going to phase out fossil fuels, not phase down fossil fuels, but we're going to totally phase out fossil fuels. And what did they do? They went home. President Lula has the ambition to make Brazil, I think, the fourth biggest oil and gas producer in 2030. Justin Trudeau, opened up some more Canadian tar sands for exploitation. They really went to town on their opening up their fossil fuel industries while, advocating to the rest of the world that, everyone else should phase out their fossil fuels. So that's where the sort of even bigger hypocrisy comes in.
These were our estimations of what the British delegation, but bearing in mind, by the way, you can multiply it, 70,000 hypocrites will be descending on this place Belém next month, a couple of weeks. 450 of them at least will be British. Last year Starmer went as well. I don't know if he's going this year, but he probably will. You know what he's like, he loves an aeroplane trip. Anyway, it will cost us, on the basis that 450 or so go, will cost us £4 million in terms of air flights and hotels, and in terms of the environmental damage, the carbon footprint that our delegation will inflict on the planet, it's the equivalent of 7.8 million kilometres of driving a car for 7.8 million kilometres, or taking 23,000 air flights round trip from London to Paris and back. 23,000. That's how much damage we're going to do to the planet. And they're going to get there, old Ed, and say, we're going to save the planet, we're going to stop all this damage, we're doing it all, we're going to say, I mean, they're destroying it, almost in one fell swoop, by all flying to Belém, aren't they?
Yeah, well, I mean, if you want to cut your personal carbon emissions, I mean, by far the most effective way of doing it is by not flying. And, you can take a flight, you can easily, double your carbon emissions for that year. So, I mean, there's about half the population as well who never fly anywhere. So, when it comes down to sort of personal carbon emissions, people like Ed Miliband are right way out there at the top compared with the rest of the population. But of course, it's the rest of the population who can get lectured to. No, you can't drive your petrol or diesel car. No, you can't have gas central heating. You must have a heat pump and so on. And yet, the people telling us this, I mean, Ed Miliband's not the worst, but look at Al Gore's carbon.
Oh yeah, him, yeah. But I mean, Ed is our clear and present danger at the moment. Really ridiculous. Ross, really good to talk to you. Thank you so much for your time. Thanks for that. Ross Clark there, author of Not Zero, columnist at The Spectator and The Sun.